Careful there. The rubble can turn to dust at the slightest touch of your paw.
Raju? Thank you for saving me.
I'm glad I could spot you in time. I couldn't let my little brother get hurt like that. Have you seen Nabu, Hyaku, or Katak anywhere? We got split up in the explosion that caused the fire.
You haven't found them yet? I haven't seen any of them either. You don't think they've already been found by someone else, do you?
Of course not. They must be around here somewhere. Let's keep looking. Mayan, can you find them from here?
No, I don't see... Wait, down there! It's Nabu!
Nabu, you idiot! You're going to get yourself killed like that! Nabu! Get out of here! Right now!
I would have been fine on my own.
Take your brother and leave the city. I'll follow you once I find Katak.
Come on, Aeon. Let's get going.
Hurry! He won't be stunned for long.
Hyaku!
We should be safe from here on out. Nobody comes over here.
Why is this even happening?
I didn't see Daruk anywhere either, even before the first attack. Do you think he...
We can worry about that later.
I bet Daruk is the one behind this.
What?
You know who actually stirred all of them up.
Yeah, well, Daruk is the Lord. He could have done something to protect his city, or at least his own family.
Let's get going.
We made it! We...
Yakyu! Why? What did we do to deserve this?
I'm not...
Nothing. That's what. They attacked us for no reason at all. No one from Ocean Belt ever did a thing to hurt anyone. And all this because of him. A man from who knows where who made up some prophecy about a god rising up from Ocean Belt to start the second great calamity. Well, you know what? If these people are going to be blinded by a baseless fear of something some stranger said we might do, well then, I'll give them a reason to fear us. Mayon? 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 Hey! Mayon, wake up! Good, you're finally awake. You were whimpering in your sleep again.
Just that nightmare.
Again? This is what, the fourth time you've had it by now? It's kind of crazy to have the same nightmare that many times. So what's it about anyway?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
Aw, come on! Just tell me, please.
Look, you don't even want to know. It will only make you upset.
Make me upset? Why would—
It's nothing! Just... I need to sleep.
Alright, whatever you say. Good night. The ancient legends tell us of the goddess of fulfillment and her brother, the great cheetah dragon of old, whose name has since been cast into the void and erased from history. But as time passed, the nameless god grew bitter and spiteful, and sought to put an end to all of existence by turning the sun into a void and letting the world and all of its inhabitants be cast into emptiness. So Fulfillment rose to challenge her brother, and the two were locked in a battle that created the Great Calamity and ripped the world in two. Eventually, Fulfillment managed to overcome her brother and cast him deep into the abyss, where she built the prisons there to seal him away until the promised day. Sealed and forgotten. But when Fulfillment sealed her brother and cast him away, the harmony that they had worked so hard to uphold was severed, and she could not risk acting alone without shattering the very fabrics of reality itself. And so Fulfillment created the 10 great spirits to act in her stead. Order and chaos, war and peace, prosperity and desolation, luck and misfortune, knowledge and ignorance. These 10 spirits were to maintain the existence of the mortals in their world in the absence of the nameless god. And so the legend goes.
A stranger from a distant land, claiming to be the Oracle of Fulfillment, came to us with a warning. The promised day would be soon upon us. For the nameless god would be born into the world as a mortal, and dwell among the people of Ur-Catan, until the day arose, when he once again will turn the sun into a void, and regain his powers and immortality, and begin the second great calamity. Many of my people from surrounding cities rushed to Ocean-Bell, where the nameless god was said to have been incarnated, and reduced the city to rubble, slaughtering all they could find in hopes of destroying the newborn god, before he could achieve immortality. I don't know if they were right to follow the oracle's words. I don't know if purging the city could stop the nameless god's return, but I do know one thing. I have seen the unnatural glow of that Fyera's eyes, which burn red with the fires of the nameless god.
I'm telling you, we need to continue the search.
I know you're worried, Darren, but it's been 4 years since the sack of Ocean Bell, and no more survivors have shown up yet. It's hard, but you need to let it go.
You don't understand. That accursed Fyera wouldn't be so easy to get rid of. His body was never even found. That means he's still alive, and I'm certain my children will be with him. He's the one the Oracle was talking about. I have no doubts in my mind about that.
That Fyera was still but a child. I understand the situation around his birth was complicated, but he was still a child nonetheless. Even if he managed to survive, I highly doubt he is the living incarnation of the nameless god.
That Fyera has always been a curse in the village of Ocean Bell since the day he was born. His unnatural red eyes are proof of that. He will prove a threat to all of Chylk and the entirety of Ur-Catan as well if he isn't hunted down. If you're not willing to continue the search, then I will.
What was that all about?
The same as it always has been. Most of the refugees have calmed down by now. But even this many years after what's happened, the Rook... But never mind. How did things go with you?
Perfectly. I just talked to Hugh and all the preparations have been made.
And I will be expectantly awaiting your return. It's not every day that I get to see my son become a man. I'm proud of you, Sarkin, and I'm sure you'll do well.
Yeah. Thanks. But, to be honest, I'm a little nervous.
Melixel may be intimidating, but they are no Chichita dragon. And this is a test that all of us have to face when we become of age. And it's not like you will be facing it alone anyway. You'll even have a Jeli with you, if things get rough.
Shut up!
Hey! Look who's finally awake. Sleep any better after that?
No, but thanks. I'm sorry about last night. It's just...
It's fine. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Oh, Mayan is awake. Breakfast is almost done. I'm sorry there won't be much today.
We can still try to see what we can get at Urnath. We're not too far from there as it is.
But we barely have any money left, and... what if...
I know. If they find out we're survivors from Oceanville, we're done for.
None of us want to go into a city either. But the drought has chased all the game away. We'll be fine. Fulfillment will watch over us.
We should get going when all of you are ready. I want to get in and out of Urnath before nightfall.
Wow, this place is a dump. Pretty easy to see who the Empire doesn't favor.
Hello there. Are you finding anything to your liking? We have nothing but the finest quality goods.
You didn't have to be so rude! Just politely say no next time.
I don't want to deal with this right now. Why did they have to insist that I come too when we weren't even going to stick together anyway? It's not like they gave us anything to go by either.
Well, they probably wanted you to see how not everyone's a hateful murderer.
Here in Urnath? Are you sure about that?
I heard the entire village of Oceanbell had been wiped out years ago. Surely we would have known if such a monster was still alive.
That's just it. This is the incarnation of the nameless god we are talking about. He is very cunning. He is the type who would lie in wait, gathering power in exile, until he becomes too much for anyone to handle.
But if you knew his incarnation had survived, why didn't you say anything before?
Yeah. Why would you have waited this long to tell us that the great Jita dragon of old somehow managed to escape the sack of Oceanbell?
And how do we know that you're not?
Please calm down. I didn't know the devil had escaped. After the destruction of Oceanbell, I spent all my time searching for proof that we had been saved. But instead, I saw that the worst may still be yet to come.
Maybe. So does that mean we still have a chance to stop the second great calamity?
And do you know where the dragon is? Surely we could still kill him before he regains his powers.
Yes, there is not only time to stop the second great calamity, but also to turn it into a great renewal. However, I don't know where to find...
There! It was one of them! Them? But they looked so young!
But one of them had red eyes. Have you ever seen anyone with eyes that color?
Of course, the nameless god's incarnation was to be born among the citizens of Oceanbell. But his powers have yet to awaken.
Hurry, tell them to close the gates. They probably have more allies here.
That was him! Wasn't it? The guy who told him to kill everyone?
Yeah, it definitely was. I'd never forget the face of the man who killed Hyaku.
Well, you know what? If these people are going to be blinded by a baseless fear of something some stranger said we might do, well then, I'll give them a reason to fear us.
But what's he doing here in the first place? I thought the Oracle stayed to the south, around the capital city of Norsen. How did he even know we were there?
Okay. We have to find Raju.
Hurry!
Don't let them escape!
If we can kill them now, we'll be safe for sure this time!
What's going on? You don't think?
I don't know. For now, we need to find our brothers.
Mayon? Mayon, where are you?
Calm down, O Abier Strati Vianabain. He's just fine.
The Crimson Fyera of the Underworld? You! What's going on here? What did you do with my brother?
Why don't you try to calm down and listen to what I have to say? You may actually find it to your benefit not to attack without hearing me out first.
I won't ask again. What did you do with my brother?
Nothing. He's exactly where you left him. I merely transported you into a time warp. I do apologize for bringing you to this less than hospital location, but my spirit plane was a bit too crowded for us today.
Spirit plane? What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, that's right. I should probably introduce myself to you. I am the Demon of Destruction, the 11th spirit, as well as the only demon without a guardian counterpart. How do you do?
Demon of Destruction? You mean like war and peace and stuff? The spirits created by the goddess of fulfillment to help her after the nameless god was sealed away?
Precisely. Sounds like you know your history.
A spirit? A demon? Aren't those just fairy tales for kids to make sure they obey what their parents tell them and don't go wandering off in the middle of the night?
Is that so? I'm afraid you're mistaken. They do exist, and it just so happens that there is a god who so desperately wants you dead. But that's beside the point. You see, I'm your ally here, and I'll be willing to help you and your half-sister and brothers escape if you do a little favor for me.
Half? How do you know about that?
Because I know who your father is.
My father? That coward ran away before I was born. How could you possibly know who he was?
I'm a demon. I have my ways. So, do we have a deal? They'll all die if you refuse.
What do you want me to do?
Oh, I just need you to use your elemental affinities and create an illusion to attack Yernov. Of course, the illusion has to be tangible, or it won't be able to cause any real devastation.
A tangible illusion? I can't do that!
Oh? And why is that? I thought you would have wanted to save Mian Raju and Katok. Those are their names, right?
Tangible illusions require an affinity for the earth element, which I don't have. Even if I did have it, I'm not exactly adept in casting such complex spells.
Or any kind of spell at all. But I can fix both of those problems. As a demon, I can pull some strings to give you the ability to turn your affinities into all of the elements. Furthermore, I am more than willing to teach you how to create tangible illusions. So, do we have a deal?
I don't have time for that! They'd be dead before I can even learn how!
This is a time warp, remember? When we're done, almost nothing will have changed in the mortal world. If we start now, they should all survive. Now, do we have a deal or not?
We have a deal.
Nabu! Nabu! I just don't get it. How could he even disappear like that?
Over there! I saw one of them running that way!
Hey! You know, there's been some kind of misunderstanding. I don't...
Don't stand there! Kill him before he attacks!
Aeon, you're okay.
Yes, but we still have one more to go. Where's Nabu?
I don't know. We were running and he suddenly vanished. Like he was there and then gone right before my eyes.
Vanished? But how is that even possible?
I don't know, but I saw it happen.
That thing just now, wasn't that?
Nabu!
I'll explain later, but for now we have to go. Good, you made it after all.
You say that as if you weren't sure we would. Besides, where did that thing come from anyway?
Oh, well, I made it. Elemental affinities, you know?
You did? I thought you weren't able to use light magic.
Well, yeah, it turns out I can. I can also use earth. Who would have known?
Really? And you could already cast so many others too. I didn't even know it was possible for someone to control both light and dark.
Yeah, weird, huh?
And I suppose you're going to say that demonic Jachita dragon was one of your doing as well.
Well, yes, but it was still an illusion. A tangible illusion, but still an illusion.
What were you thinking? That Jachita dragon looked just like the Oracle's sand puppet. When he first came to Urkatan, he said that thing would come out of Ocean Bell and start the second great calamity. What do you think people will make of that now after seeing you alive?
Hey, I just thought...
No, you did not.
Raju,
and
calm
that's
down.
just the problem. You never think. You never have, not even once. How did you even learn to cast such an illusion anyway? And don't tell me you made it up, because you and I both know you're not experienced enough for that kind of creation.
I didn't have any other choice. He said he was gonna let all of you die if I didn't.
Who said that?
The Oracle. He trapped me in this weird space. He called it a time warp. And then he made me fight until I could make that illusion. I thought you would all be dead if I didn't.
Well, we aren't. And you're fine too. So everything is okay. It wasn't your fault.
So it really was just all one big setup. It looks like we haven't run far enough. I thought we'd be safe this far from the ruins of Ocean Bell, but...
It's quite possible that nowhere in Urkatan is safe anymore.
Watch it, I'm walking on my own.
Silence. You already lost the right to speak.
Thank you for aiding us in the capture of the criminal. Here's your reward.
Keep it. I did what any decent citizen would have done. I don't need any compensation.
Oh, does blood money make you uncomfortable now, Davion?
Blood money? I would hardly call compensation for turning in a murderer blood money.
A murder you committed!
Have you no better excuse than to accuse the man who caught you red-handed? Now move.
Goodbye, Aether.
「西への火を灯すのは名もなき神の声」